we have is the perimeter of a square is 36. Can anybody tell me what you know about a square? What's guaranteed about a square? 4 equal sides. Okay, so what you're basically telling me is that that's x, that's x, that's x, and that's x. Okay. So guys, look, there's 4 equal sides. Okay, calculate its area. It's 36 divided by 4. That means it's 9 a side. Does everybody alright with that? 9. 9, 9, 9. Okay. It's 9 to each direction, yeah? The area of a square is 25 centimeters squared. Calculate its perimeter. What do you know about an area of a square, guys? What do you know about an area? It's length by, but the length and the width are the same number, right? So it's x by x. And that gets me x squared equals 25. And then what's the x value? 5. Okay. Guys, will you have a look at that one for a minute? Just now, what we get next is this, guys. The triangle and the rectangle have equal area. Find h. Which one's easier to find the area of? The rectangle. And what is the area of that rectangle? 50 by 80. 50 by 80 will get me 15 by 18 will get me 900, yeah? Now, what's the area of a triangle? A half the base length by the perpendicular height. What's the base length? The base of a triangle, anybody? It's the 120 on the bottom. What's the height? H. What's a half 120? So 60h equals 900 meters squared. So what is the h? Equals 15 meters. Everybody right with that? Okay. Next one. The length and breadth of a rectangle are in the ratio 3:2 respectively. The length of the rectangle is 12. Find its breadth and its area. Okay, now this is any suggestions on what you could do here after you draw the rectangle? What could you do? Any ideas, guys? Can anybody give me an example of two lengths that would be in the ratio 3:2? Give me an example of a length and a width that are in that ratio. Huh? 9 is to 6 would be 1 because for every 9 centimeters compared to 6 centimeters. That's in the ratio 3:2. Any other ones? 6 and 4. 6 to 4. And the other one could be 18:12. Okay. 18:12. Now, the problem here is that I don't know which one it's going to be. Okay. So, I know that the length of the rectangle is 12. Okay. So, we could try and find the breadth and its area. We could scale it up, couldn't we? We could scale it up until we could double that one, couldn't we? We could have 12:8. Would that make sense? That the length is 12 and the breadth is 8. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is to just call it 3x is to 2x, because you don't actually know the values whatsoever. So you could do it like this. You could say 3x is to 2x. Because remember all those numbers you gave me earlier? Remember you gave me 18 is to 12. Remember you gave me 6 is to 4. Do you remember those ratios you gave me earlier? They just correspond to a certain x value. If the x value is worth 2, that turns into 6 is to 4. If the x value is worth 6, it will turn into 18 is to 12. So you gotta, if you figure out the x value, then you can figure out what is the actual length and width. So the way I do it is something like this. I'd say 3x, 2x, that makes that 3x, that makes that 2x. I'd know that the length is 12. So 3x equals 12, x equals 4. And therefore, what's 2 times x? Or 2 times 4? 8. So it would be 12 is to 8. Okay, what is its breadth and its area? So what is the breadth and area of this triangle? Anybody tell me? So the breadth is 8 and the area is going to be 96 meters squared. Is that alright? Okay. Now, these ones. Table shows below shows certain information on circles, including the value of pi to be used. In each case, write down the equation given in the skies and use this to find the radius and complete the table. Okay, let's start off with question 9. What two formulas do you think you're going to need? Anybody know what two formulas you might need for this? Area of a circle and circumference of circle. That'll be a good logical choice. So area of a circle is 2 pi r, or sorry, circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, area is pi r squared. Okay, which one should we use for question 9? No, well, we will use it, but which one should we start off with? We should start off with circumference. The reason why we should start with circumference is we actually know what the circumference is. So it's a logical decision to start with that, and then we can find out information about either the radius or the area that way. So what you do first is this, guys. You'll come up towards the circumference formula, which is the L formula. L is the circumference. So 10 pi equals 2 pi times r. What cancels on both sides? Why do they cancel on both sides? Why? No, they're both sides are being multiplied by the same amount. It's like me saying 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15, right? And then I can say 5 multiplied by 3 equals 5 multiplied by 3. Because they're both being multiplied by 5, I can cancel them and the balance is still maintained as 3 equals 3. So that's what I did there. They're both being multiplied by pi, so I could cancel both sides. Only because it's multiplication. If it's that were addition or subtraction, that wouldn't work. Okay, what's left then? 2r equals 10, r equals 5. You then go back and say, okay, radius is 5. Then what's the area then? Anybody area? Pi times squared, which is 25 pi. Okay guys, let me show you another one. Once again, this time we're going to start off with area. Area is 616 meters squared. Can anybody in class tell me which one should we start off with? Should we start off with the circumference formula or the area formula? Area, because in question 13, area is the one we know, therefore it's the one we should start off with. So what I'm going to get is this, guys. I'm going to get 616 is the area. It equals pi r squared. Does it tell us a value to use for pi, Sean? What value of pi does it ask us to use? No, it doesn't. It asks us to use 22 over 7. Okay? So it asks us to use 22 over 7 for this question. So it's going to be 616 equals 22 over 7 multiplied by the radius squared. Now, what would happen here, guys, is if we divided both sides by 22 over 7, what would happen? If we divided this side by 22 over 7 and we divided this side by 22 over 7, what happened to the 22 over 7? 22 over 7 divided by 22 over 7 cancels, okay? So you can do this calculation two ways. You can do 616, you press the divide by button, then you press another fraction button again and you get 22 over 7. And your answer will be 196. Another way of doing it is to do it like this. You can do 616 divided by fraction button 22 over 7. You should still get 196. Is that alright? So, what you know about r squared now? R squared is 196. So what is your r value? Some number when you multiply it by itself gives you 196. What is that number? 14. You square root 196, and what you'll get is 14. Okay, r equals 14. Stop there.